18th of May, 2020. We're all feeling a little snoozy after a nice weekend, so it's time. That means one thing, and one thing only, that it's time. For today's quiz, it's time for the quiz with me. I've forgotten my own catchphrase because I tried to do it in a different way. And by doing so, I broke it. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to do a sort of chilled out thing because it's Monday. I couldn't keep it together. I'm too excited about returning back for another week of quizzes. How is everybody? Good to see you. My advice, Ed, is just have fun with it. Great, thank you for your advice, Jack Little. Just have fun with it. Did I say anything otherwise? Hello, Edwards123. How are you, Edwards? I hope you're doing well. Hello, Millstone Barn. Hello, Jack Little. Hello, Ethnification. Hello, Big Fun Art. Hello, Osric42. Hello, Silky Nerd. Hello, Alien. Hello, WNL. All of the best ones are here. How are you, WNL? Did you have a nice weekend?
I had an excellent weekend. Nicely chilled. The usual number of chores to do and happily ignoring them. Yes?
That's good. That seems about right. But Barrett Rockstar in the chat as well, who says, I'm tired after yesterday. I'm old. Yes, I mean, now you have to give us some context as to why you're tired now. Otherwise, you're just saying, I'm tired after yesterday. Everyone's going to go, what happened yesterday? So you've got to tell us. You can't just say, I'm tired after yesterday and not give us details.
And you say old is a very relative term as well,
Go on. Tell us more.
There's old, but there's also a lot older. Hinderhoch.
Oh, I see. And now I'm getting extra advice from Jack Little. Advice I gave a friend who does stand-up. Well, explain that I'd never done any stand-up. And he laughed because that's all established comedians have been telling him. Just to have fun with it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it, right? But my brother, sister-in-law and niece came over to see me on Saturday, says Osric42, and we went for a walk, which was lovely, and it's the first time I've seen people properly in about 9 weeks. Well, whilst everybody should remain as careful as possible, it is very, very important for our mental health to see people other than the four walls that are surrounding us and the imaginary people that we've come to live with, and the people on the digital screens. I do think it's very, very extremely important to go to actually see people whilst maintaining sort of social distancing and all that kind of stuff. I'm starting to sound like Boris Johnson here, aren't I? Just there's a thing that perhaps you should do this. Who knows? Like that. It was very weird seeing them and not giving them a hug. That's true. I didn't know where to look, so I had my friend Nolsey come over, and I didn't know where to look. I was kind of like this. Do I look in your eyes? Is this how do we do communication? Just sort of hovering around. Do I sit like this? Is this how we sit when we talk? I'm just kind of doing strange shapes like this. But yeah, it was very weird seeing them. Is Jack Little okay today? Because he does seem to be talking utter nonsense in the chat, and I don't know what he's talking about. But yes, it was the 17th of May yesterday, which is a very important day in Norway, and that's what Berit was talking about, and I don't know if she's going to fill us in on some of the details, but essentially they take it very seriously. And I was invited along, and I went on a digital journey through Norway's 17th of May, which is kind of their big national day, and she's too tired to give us any details, so I will try to give some more details for her. So basically, you should have seen they all get up in the traditional outfits. I can't remember the name of them because I will just murder the pronunciation in Norwegian. But they all did you get hammered? Says Osric42. Well, no, and that's the thing. Bunad, thank you. Yes, and it's all this traditional dress that looks lovely. And apparently, as a nation, they do like to have a drink on that day. Even people who don't drink ever, they all have a drink on the 17th of May. And it was beautiful. I was sat down as a laptop. I put on a suit and I sat down here in this very place here whilst they had their lunch. Berit and her friends. It's very nice. I was very, very well looked after and considered, and it was very lovely. And then they had choirs and kind of all men's choirs being brought into the sort of courtyards of people's apartment buildings, singing this beautiful national anthem, this beautiful music, and it was a really nice experience. And it was really nice to see people being sort of proud of the nationality in a way that felt kind of accepting of all, and kind of traditions that didn't feel forced. And it was cool because like all the people I could see out in the courtyards, they were all wearing these outfits and they looked awesome. So good, yeah. We should all start being a bit more Norwegian, I feel. I also want to say about something else I did yesterday, and this is a new thing for me. It was great. It was very lovely. New thing for me is that I'm now a gardener, and I haven't told you about this yet, WNL, and I think that you're going to be proud of me, because you know how I've always been absolutely useless at gardening and hated it, and I've always been quite opposed to doing so. Well, the park outside of my house that I talk about quite often on this live stream, the park outside of my house, I see them every day, these people just digging weeds up and shoveling stuff around, and I wonder if they're council workers. So I went over and I was sitting there with my friend Knowles, as I mentioned, 2 meters apart. And the park's quite small. You know, it's 10 meters by 10 meters. I don't know. That's no. It's 50 meters by 50. It's not a big park. I can't give you any reference points. I don't know. I don't understand distances other than 3 meters within my house. So maybe, I don't know. Anyway, point is, went over there. The woman who was walking around sort of talking about this park, she had a sketch of the drawing of the park and stuff on it. And she said, and anyone sort of open to the whole sort of park, and anyone would like to get involved in helping out, please do. And I went, I'll do it. I'll help. And so that afternoon I went back, some shorts, t-shirt on, bottle of water, and she gave me a spade. And I spent the entire day digging stuff up in the back corner of the park that I see every single day. And so now, after this quiz as well, I'm going to be going outside and I'm going to be continuing the digging work that I was doing yesterday for my lunch break, because it just felt great. It was so good. The interaction I was having with people, all at a safe distance, whilst maintaining this beautiful space that I see every single day. And it felt, I'm going to have a part in making this really lovely. So I'll keep people up to date on it. But I felt really good.
Hey, Edward, yeah. I am welling up. I can guarantee you that when you next visit Kirkham, there will be a spade with your name engraved on it.
Well, I did. I mean, I've got. There's my first injury. Is my blistered thumb, as you can see, and I've got sore thumbs and fingers from the spade action. But yeah, no, I did. I used to do some digging and stuff with you. I'm pretty sure I've done some digging and things with you in the past, and so I was, employing some of those skills, making sure I was wearing those big stupid gloves that you always make me wear. Sounds like you're thriving. Well, it was a good weekend, I have to say. Saturday and Sunday it was really nice. I had a really lovely time. Played, board games and video games, all squeeze it. It felt like Sunday just lasted forever. I don't know about you. How was everybody else's weekends? Yes, Ed's digging up a garden. He would find treasure, but it's an existential journey. Well, funnily enough, some of my other friends say that I'm basically in a Murakami book, or some of the sort of weird stuff that happens in my life and places I find myself in are kind of strange Murakami style things. And if you haven't read any Murakami, please may I recommend to you any of his stuff, which is it's basically all the same. The Wind Up Bird Chronicles, probably the Wind Up Bird Chronicles, or Kafka on the Shore, both very, very, very good. Oh yes, we also watched Minority Report, and that was great too. What a stupid film! What a stupidly brilliant film Minority Report is. So I can also recommend that too. Great, right? I've talked enough. How is everybody else doing? How are you doing? You talk to me. Tell me what you're doing. What have you been up to, WNL?
Well, as I said, the same as you, I've been doing a lot of gardening. I've been using the new gloves that you gave me for Christmas, if you recall. Some beautiful. You should have kept a pair for yourself from the look of that thumb.
Yeah, I did get you those. I gave you 2 of them. Have I read the short story Minority Report it's based on? No, it's a Philip K. Dick thing, isn't it? One thing that I couldn't get over is the fact that Steven Spielberg made both Jaws and Minority Report, and they do feel tonally very different. You still got that fun sense of adventure that Spielberg always has, but just it might be Spielberg's worst film ever, and it's still great. Is my point? But it's just such a weird. It doesn't feel quite as tight as Spielberg's other work. It feels a little bit sort of floppy and strange decisions were made. There's this one moment, for example, which is absolutely fantastic. Please have a quiz about Minority Report, says Barrett. There's sci-fi movies might be a good one. But there's a moment in there where there's a character, and we're supposed to understand why this character is important, or he is important, right? And he's a sought-after man, and people want his attention, and he's very popular. And so how do they portray that? Well, they have him in a room at a conference, and it's towards the end of the film, and like they just throw this in there, like, oh, by the way, he's popular, And this old man is there, and he's doing a speech, and he's about to be rumbled. You know, this is a spoiler, but he's about to be rumbled, and he gets off the stage, and a big group of people come over, like they've been in the crowd in the audience, and there are some balls. They're all wearing tuxedos, and this is 2054, by the way, so maybe they did strange things in 2054. But one of the guys says, "Sir, can I stop you, sir? Everybody wants your signature on a hat. Everyone wants your signature on a hat," is the line. And they're all holding these black hats and shoving them at him to sign a signature. And this man isn't even from, like, his team. This man is a man from the audience, and he says, "Sir," and he takes it upon himself to announce to the room that indeed everyone, sir, everyone, not just me, I am telling on behalf of everyone, they want your signature on a hat, as if this is a normal thing to do ever, in any situation ever. Anyone has ever wanted a signature on a hat, especially not in one of these sort of weird mayoral style meetings. Anyway,
I'm going to try that.
That was my observation about you want some observational comedy about signature on a hat. That's. Have you seen Catch Me If You Can? No, I haven't, but it sounds great. I know I have seen Catch Me If You Can, and I actually really liked it. If you were gonna say something, "Hey Jack, can I have your signature on a helmet?" Okay, all right. So, I mean, quiz. What do you think?
Quiz.
Yeah.
Yes. Why not? We have one today. It's called Bob's Galore.
Bob's Galore.
All about people named Bob.
Okay. Great.
Are you ready?
What made you think of this one?
Well, it's a combination. Lots of people are named Bob, so I had quite a range of information to choose from. But also, someone in the chat stream, can't remember who, has constantly been badgering us with Bob Ross. So it's a combination of the two.
Pretty much everybody, as you can see, Bob Ross, Bob Squared. You know, yeah. So
it's a combination of the two. We have a preponderance of Bob Ross questions and a few others thrown in as well.
Okay, great, good stuff. Bob Ross quiz. Wonderful. And Silky Nerds put a little emote of Bob Ross's face in there. If you can see that, he looks great. Is Bob the answer to every question? Is the first question from Winter News?
That's the first. No, the answer is definitely not. What we've got, of course, are 10 questions, and Edward will turn off the chat stream so we can't see your answers. I'll see them. I'll take your first three. Consensus, that's your answer. If we don't have consensus, it'll be the first of the three. No cheating, just what's in your head, and we'll see how we do today.
All right, that's fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. Right, I'm not playing then. If not all the answers are Bob, I'm not playing. Okay, I am gonna mute the chat or minimize it. So I will see you all later. As always, be wonderful to one another, and I will see you at the end of the quiz in roughly 10 minutes time. Lol. All right, let's go.
Okay, here we go. Question number 1. Now, I'll start you off, I think, relatively easily. Cannon and Ball. They were the kings of comedy for 9 straight years on ITV, a succession of different comedy series. Which one was named Bobby? Cannon or Ball? Cannon and Ball, kings of comedy, 9 straight years on ITV. They're still going strong. I think they played Blackpool in 2002. I mean, everybody plays Blackpool.
This is a weird... Right, so just to be clear, they are from Blackpool, these two, Cannon and Ball.
They're not from...
They were.
Not entirely, no.
But he has got a pub on the pier, hasn't he?
They all have a pub on the pier, I think.
Which I think I've even played a gig at years and years and years ago. But they're like this kind of dated comedy duo that... Look...
Classic British comedy. Let's just leave it at that. I have their answer. Which one is it?
Bobby Ball?
Bobby Ball, yes. I think he was actually born in Oldham. So northern, but not Blackpool. Oldham. Odom.
He's not. They didn't quite break into the mainstream in the way that sort of Chaplin. Not Chaplin. Laurel and Hardy and that kind of stuff.
Oh no.
Kind of a.
They were never film stars. It was always top of the pier type stuff, and very much the Cannon and Ball show was on for 9 years.
Yeah.
I remember that when I first came over here. Yeah.
Yeah, just not. I don't. Yeah.
They actually, for the most part, couldn't stand each other. They had quite a feud, and I think it was Cannon who actually said something about the only time I talk to him is when we're on stage.
It's like me and you.
He says, I look at him, he said, and I see money signs. This is it. A way toward money.
Wow. And let's hope that you and I never get to that point, hey?
Well, we've never had to really think about making money. No.
We did make £60 though. There's an announcement. £60. That £60 is going to charity.
Oh, we've made excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
COVID relief. We'll work out how to do this at some other date. But yeah, just telling you, through people's subscriptions and stuff to this channel, I got a payment through for that, and I'm gonna put it into COVID. It's good.
I'm quite pleased with that. Yeah,
it's all right, isn't it? Yeah, for two idiots not really trying to do that, but end up with 60 quid. It's not bad. Yeah, it'll help. Every little helps.
And it does. Okay, question 2. By the way, the chatter's got it correct as well, so it's 1 point apiece going into question number 2. Number 2, this Bob is an actor, comedian, writer, and, director, producer, best known for his portrayal of a smooth-talking character named Jimmy McGill. This Bob is an actor, comedian, writer, director, producer, best known for a smooth-talking character called Jimmy McGill. I have their answer.
That would be Bob Odenkirk.
Bob Odenkirk, yes.
Oh, my hair is getting out of control. It's so thick right now.
I let Helen have another go at mine, just sort of, really? I said, whack some more off.
I think it's happening. I bought a hat yesterday for when I go outside. Because I
put it
want
under
to
a hat.
see
Tall
what
hat.
happens with this thing when it grows out of control. I kind of want to see where it goes. But I go outside and I kind of feel a little bit just self-conscious because it looks okay on camera. The angle's great. As soon as you see it in person, it's like, wah, the camera lies,
You need a top hat, like, the Cat in the Hat. But mind you, if in a strong wind, you'll also need a chin strap.
Okay. Yeah, because
like one of the guards, with their bearskin hats.
Because strong wind could take the hat off if it's balanced precariously on top of the hair.
Yeah, true. Mind you, if you have a chin strap, it might take you with it. Yeah.
That's true. That's very true. A strong.
I would like to see you in a top hat. Yeah.
It's not going to be.
Well, we have Formal Friday coming up.
I bought a baseball cap.
You bought a baseball cap.
I bought a baseball. I've never really worn baseball caps.
For Formal Friday.
No, no. Next question, please.
Okay, it's 2 points apiece. It's question number 3. Okay, listen carefully. An excavator called Grabber, a crane called Gripper, a business partner called Wendy, and a cat called Pilchard.
Got it.
Who lived and worked in Bobsville? An excavator called Grabber, a crane called Gripper, a business partner called Wendy, and a cat called Pilchard.
I'm just surprised that they're not all called Bob, because just the most basic thing ever.
I have their answer.
Bob the Builder.
Bob the Builder. Do you know Bob's surname?
Bob.
He doesn't. You're right. He doesn't know it either. Neither of his parents.
He doesn't know it.
Dorothy and Robert. They didn't have a surname either. Yeah.
Does he genuinely not know what his surname is?
No one knows. He was never given a surname in the series.
But he doesn't have an existential crisis where he tries to work out where his family lineage comes from. There isn't.
I must admit, I've not watched all of the series.
Yeah,
they did sell it off to Disney or someone, and they did make a series sort of post 2015. But I've not. I must admit, I've not watched it.
Yeah, the weirdest episode was when Bob had to deal with prescription drug addiction. That was a really weird one. It was a weird decision that decided to go for that one. Anyway, next question, please.
Are we back to talking about Bob Odenkirk? No, okay.
Sorry.
It's 3 points apiece, 3 each after 3. Perfection going here. Question number 4. With estimated sales of more than 75 million records worldwide, he's ranked one of the best-selling music artists of all time. Rolling Stone put him at number 11 in their list of the 100 greatest artists of all time. Name him, please. And I'll give you a clue. His first name is Bob.
Hey-o.
I have their answer.
I think it's Bob Geldof. No, it's Bob Marley, surely. Bob Marley.
Bob Marley is absolutely correct. And Edward, you've shot into the lead because they went for Bob Dylan.
Did they go for Dylan? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I am almost offended with myself that I didn't go for Dylan, unless Dylan's higher. Is Dylan higher?
I don't know. I didn't check the list.
Oh, I much prefer Dylan, just so everyone knows.
We'll have to find out, where Bob Dylan was on the list. But not right now, folks. No access to Google. We're in the middle of a quiz.
Wow, so my accidental mistake, because if I would have remembered Dylan, I probably would have said Dylan. But there we
Barrett
go.
Rockstar is rooting for you. Yay!
Oh,
Nice. You're in the lead by one. That's at this stage that's 25%.
There it is.
Okay.
Question 5.
Or 33rd, depending on which way you're looking at it. Okay, the scores are you 4 points. The chatters 3 points. Is on to question number 5. Number 5 is a bit of a multiple guess. Okay, I'm going to give you the right answer and a couple of wrong ones. You decide which is which, and write down the answer accordingly. Question number 5. Who or what is plain Bob in an ecclesiastical setting? Who or what is plain Bob in an ecclesiastical setting? Is it a method of bell ringing, a nickname for the Book of Common Prayer, or an affectionate term for Roberta Lane, the first female Anglican bishop?
Oh, come on.
Hey, you're on perfect.
Do you know? Can I ask you this?
Time to pull the rug from under you. Plain Bob.
I like the name Plain Bob, and I hope it's Roberta, but
Okay, I have their answer. I'll repeat them. Is it a method of bell ringing, a nickname for the Book of Common Prayer, or an affectionate term for Roberta Lane, the first female Anglican bishop?
let's go for the bell ringing.
It is. It's a type of bell ringing. Well done.
Yes, did they get it?
They got it as well. Yes, it was actually Libby Lane who was the first Anglican female bishop. I think it was January 2015.
Wow,
So yeah,
that recently, gosh,
that was only that recently. Yes,
right, yeah.
but Plain Bob, Plain Bob. I have no idea what the bells sound like, as far as Plain Bob is concerned. But I'm gonna have to go on and find out what the sound.
A plain bob is just bob, like you bob for apples. Like a plain bob is just one single pull. A plain bob, boom, boom. I think I've done some. I think I've done some bell ringing, but I was very young, and it was somewhere in Kirkham. I'm pretty sure I've done some. And it lifts you up.
I have a picture of a nondescript gentleman named Bob, and it was just the way he liked to do it. Yeah.
Just super plain dude, normal plain Bob, and he didn't mind being called Plain Bob because that's how plain he was. He was just like, yeah, okay, fine, I'm Plain Bob. I'm just all Plain Bob.
Plain
Next question,
Bob,
please.
Plain Bob.
You're looking at comments, and
well,
I don't know what you were making faces, and I'm unsure if something's going horribly wrong. Or if something's
no.
Right, or
I'm just watching the chat screen. I'm trying to multitask, and it's very difficult for me.
It is.
Because I do love listening to your dulcet tones, Edward.
No, you don't.
But by the same token, I'm trying to pay it. So if I look wall-eyed, it's because
it's a lot to manage. It's a lot to manage.
It is a lot to manage.
Being a streamer, you're learning what it's like to be a streamer. This is what streamers do all day, every day. Basically, they manage playing a video game whilst also having a conversation with the chat as well at the same time. Or at least the good ones do. That's what I would say.
The good ones.
I would say.
The adepts. Yes, those who.
And I can talk because I've done it before. You know what I mean? I don't want to. I'm sorry about this. I'm sorry. Moving on quickly.
5 points. 5 points to 4.
Unbelievable.
Okay. It's question number 6. Number 6. This is the only person named Bob to have won the Nobel Prize for Literature. This is the only person named Bob to have won the Nobel Prize for Literature. A quiet consumed the room. I have one person answering 4 times, but
Different things each
I
time.
don't think I can take that.
Doesn't quite rise. Okay. I don't know. Is it actually a Robert? Is this how you're confusing us?
I have their answer. Now to Bob.
I don't know. Pass, I'm afraid. I can't engage my brain in that way. It's just not there.
Well, it is a little bit tricky here because I saved him for this one and purposely put Bob Marley in earlier because it is Bob Dylan.
No, did he?
Yes,
win
it
that?
was
Wow.
2016, something like that. I don't know what it was for the poetic literature with reference to songwriting or something or other. Yes,
Well done, Dylan.
it's Bob Dylan.
Did they
Yeah.
get it right?
They eventually got it right. Uh, yeah, so that's good. It's all tied up again.
That's
5
how I like it. That's how I like it.
points apiece. Yeah.
That's how I like it.
I must admit, I was never a great fan of well,
Go on.
his music, but certainly some of the lyrics, and I can see why possibly, I don't know. Anyway, yeah.
Did you say you don't like his lyrics, or you do like his lyrics?
No, I do like some of the lyrics, but the music overall was never. I don't know. I was never quite. I was somewhere else with my musical tastes. Yes.
Yeah. Gregorian chants.
I was just listening to some yesterday. Yes. I've got a wonderful double CD of Gregorian chants. Yeah.
Great, good.
Anyway, okay. On to question number 7. 5 points apiece. Question number 7. Now, number 7. These last 4 are going to be about Mr. Ross. Okay.
Oh,
We're-
now we're talking.
Question number 7
Talking.
is simple 50-50. It's true or false. Okay. So I'll read you out a statement, and if you agree with it, write down the entire word true. If you disagree, then the entire word false. Here's your statement, okay? Beloved painter Bob Ross never received any payment at all for his PBS show, The Joy of Painting.
Oh, Bob. Maybe that's
Beloved
true.
painter Bob Ross never received any payment at all for his PBS show, The Joy of Painting. True or false? I have their answer.
I hope it's both true and false, because he deserves so much payment for that show, because he is so good in it. It's got to be false. He was paid for that. He's got to.
It was absolutely true. It was true.
No.
Yeah, well, in a 1990 interview with the Orlando Sentinel in Florida, Ross actually said, "People see you on television and they think you make the same amount of money that Clint Eastwood does. But this is PBS."
So wait, he
And-
never received a penny for any of
Never
it.
received a penny. But what he did consider was, I mean, he could have changed and got off PBS and done all sorts of things. He considered it to be good advertising for his company. So
For his
stayed
art.
with it, but never received any money for it whatsoever.
That's astonishing. Did everyone else get that right? Did they get that right?
Yeah, they got it right as well. PBS, Public Broadcasting System. Yeah, no
didn't
money,
know that.
no money involved.
Well,
all charity
that makes me
things.
kind of like him. Well, I
Kind of.
already love the guy. It makes me like him even more.
Sadly, it means you're now 1 point behind. Okay,
Such a
there's been a turnaround.
That's okay. I expect.
It's 6 points to 5.
That's fine.
Question number 8. Number 8. Listen carefully. As an adolescent in Florida, Bob Ross cared for injured and abandoned animals, including armadillos, snakes, alligators, and one particular type of animal that regularly visited his own garden and later featured in several episodes of his television show.
Right.
What was that animal?
What a legend. One more time.
Okay. Say, as an adolescent, he regularly cared for injured and abandoned animals, including armadillos, snakes, alligators, one particular type of animal that regularly visited his own back garden, later featured in several episodes of his television show. What was it? I have their answer.
So we had the field mice that would, I think they were mice, and they would just sort of crawl, like the little rodent type creatures, and they would crawl around on him while he painted, which is so weird. But that's it. That's the field mouse, right?
The field mouse
Yep.
is incorrect. It was actually squirrels. He was a big fan of squirrels. He used to actually film squirrels and things in his back garden, and take in injured and abandoned squirrels
Does he
and
not have
things.
little mice that would go in his pockets, or is that just my
He ha-
dreams?
I'm not sure about that. I mean, lots of different interesting animals featured, but primarily, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
little squirrels, maybe. Yeah,
squirrels.
yeah. Okay, sure, fine. I don't know if I deserve any sort of points for that one, but let's carry on. It's fine with me. It's all right. I'm having
The
a nice
chatter's
time
got
with
it
him.
correct.
Of course
So
I did.
it's 7 points to 5. They stretch their lead.
All right.
Question number 9, penultimate in today's quiz. While working as a carpenter with his father, Bob Ross lost part of which digit on his left hand in an accident? Was it his index finger, his little finger, or his thumb?
I do not know this at all.
Working as a carpenter with his father, he actually lost part of which digit on his left hand? Was it his index finger, little finger, or thumb?
I've never noticed in any of the videos. It's stuff.
I have their answer.
Index finger, please. Carol.
You're going with index finger?
Yes.
It was the index finger, yes.
Hey, it's a good guess.
Okay. They went for the thumb.
Oh, good. Back up.
So you've pulled one back. You're only one behind going into the last question today. There's a possibility of a draw.
We could give them a minus point if they lose horrendously. If they get
Yeah, it was on his left index finger. We're going to finish off with a true or false question, okay?
Sounds good.
So simple 50-50. Again, may I remind you that if you do think it's true, the entire word true. If you think it's false, write out the entire word false. Here's your statement. Bob Ross actually disliked his trademark permed hairstyle.
No.
True or false? Bob Ross actually disliked his trademark permed hairstyle. True or false?
I mean, he's put a lot
I have their
he
answer.
puts a lot of effort into it. Yeah, sure, true. He hated it. And
True. It is true.
Right.
Absolutely. Well done. It actually came about as a cost-cutting measure when his regular crew cut hairstyle became too expensive when he was younger and couldn't afford them, so he let it grow out. And he later confessed that he didn't feel he could change it because it was depicted in the company logo, so that was it. He was stuck with it.
oh, Bob, come back to us. He didn't deserve
The chatter's
you,
got
Bob.
it. The chatter's got it right as well. So Edward, at the end of the day, you've lost by 1 point.
Well done, everybody. That's good.
8-7.
8-7 is a good score, though. Very, very
It was,
good.
yeah.
Very, very good. I didn't even make any comments about happy little accidents or any of those things. But that, you could say that is the truth about this quiz. It's a sort of happy little accident, isn't it? That we stumbled upon this thing. I just love that attitude that he has. That's just so, it's so chill. It's just so.
Do you know what he said one of his favorite things about painting was?
Go on.
You remember?
Yeah, I mean, sure, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
Cleaning the brush. Cleaning the brushes afafterwards.
Ah, yeah.
He loved cleaning them and then knocking them on the side of the.
Yeah, I like that when he goes. "Doof, doof, 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 doof." He goes, and he's talking. He's very quiet like that, and then "Bah, bah, 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 bah." And he's just. I love that. It kind of wakes you up and gets you back into the things. Bob Ross knowledge won it. It did. Well done. Yeah, beating the devil. You got to beat the devil out of it. That's what he'd say. You got to beat the devil out of it. And you go bam, 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 bam. It's so good. I have a Bob Ross calendar on my wall currently. Bob 1, Devil 0. I demand a Biscuit review. Well, I'm afraid you won't get one of those. But hey, welcome back and thank you all for joining the quiz today. It was a real pleasure. And WNL, did you have a nice time?
I thought it was great. Yeah.
Good. I did. It was good. Yeah, I liked it. Should we do another one of these tomorrow?
Why not? Why not?
All right then, everybody. Same time tomorrow. twitch.tv/EdwardClewis. Remember, we've got the ending screen coming up soon. And if you send any ending screen suggestions to me, it's twitch.com/EdwardClewis, or here on the chat, you can send some suggestions here too. We've got the wonderful Jack Little sort of animation coming up in a second. I am still working on making a montage of these. Again, it's just that things, too busy gardening at this point. And then also work as well that I have to actually do and concentrate and think about. But you kind of lovely people, stick around, because I've got a bit of a sort of thing I want to show you guys. Now, this is something that I worked on very specifically for, and I won't give you too much background on it because that's boring, but I worked on this very, very specifically for some friends for a quiz that I do every Friday. And of course, with the lockdown, I've been learning how to do some editing things on my laptop and stuff, and just having fun with it. So I've got something that I would like you all to have a look at and enjoy. I'm not going to be sharing this anywhere specifically. It's nothing to do with Bethesda or work. It's just specific for a quiz I do with my friends on a Friday night. It was thrown together for them and for them specifically. I'm not going to do anything with it, but I thought that you might get a kick out of it and just enjoy it a little bit. And also, it's always interesting to me to know what other people who aren't my friends might think about the nonsense that I'm making. So here's some nonsense for you to end the quiz today. Have a great one, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks to WNL again for a wonderful quiz as always, and we will see you next time. Bye! It might take me a second to get this working, so bear with me and turn your sound up.
Welcome to Who Would Possibly Want to Be a Millionaire? I'm your host, Christopher Darrington, and this is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? In this special version of the show, I'll read out a question and some possible answers, and you have to tell me what stupid thing that this person answered. So let's go! I hope you like it. These are real quotes from real TV shows. And if you don't like it, I don't care. You've paid me already and you can't have your money back now. Piss off. Question number 1. So, Dennis from Cresley upon Thames. Do you want to be a millionaire?
Yes, Christopher. Yeah, I'd like that very much. I'd like that very much indeed.
Well, it's name at show, isn't it? That's enough.
Sorry.
Question 1. Then, I suppose, if we have to. During a quiz on ITV's Beg, Borrow or Steal, Jamie Theakston said, "Where do you think Cambridge University is?" Now, what do you think the contestant answered to this? Did the contestant say A. Leicester, B. Cambridge, C. Oxford, or D. Earth?
I think the answer, geography isn't my strong point.
There's a clue in title. Cambridge University.
Leicester. I'm going for Leicester.
Are you for real?
Obviously not.
It's Cambridge. Question 2. So, Stennis, you got that wrong, but we're going to carry on anyway. You really are a human piece of waste, aren't you?
That's rude.
What? That's rude. Speak up!
I think you're being unnecessarily rude to me there. I'm on TV and I'm stressed.
Alright.
Sorry.
You don't be sorry. I'm sorry. I'm the one who should be sorry. Sorry, mate.
Can I have a question? Can I have a question now?
Yeah. Question number 2 then. On Universal Challenge, the host said, what were Gandhi's first name? What was Gandhi's first name for you southerners out there? What was his first name? Now, what did the contestant say? Did the contestant say A. Goosey, B. Gary, C. Me Hutman, D. Let's have her? What do you think they said then?
Is the answer, Goosey Gandhi?
You knew that wasn't right as you were saying it, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's not funny. So, what's your biggest fear?
Probably spiders.
Oh, me too. It's probably laughing us yet. Me and you could be friends.
Okay.
So the question is, on LBC, James O'Brien, he said, how many kings of England have been called Henry? Now, did the contestant answer 1, 2, 3, or 26? 1, 2, 3, or 26?
Well, I know that Henry VIII, so 3?
Alright, moving on to question... Is that someone coughing again? Is that... Are you serious? Is someone coughing again to cheat? Are they doing that again? They did that documentary about that drama thing and now everyone wants to go at it because everyone's seen it work. Unbelievable. On to question number 4. Les Dennis asked someone to name a bird with a long neck. Did they answer Naomi Campbell, my wife, your wife, or my mother-in-law?
Naomi Campbell?
You aren't wrong, I suppose. Well, you are wrong, but you aren't wrong about she has got a long neck, hasn't she? Alright, question number 5. Last one now, I'm bored.
Did I win yet?
Don't take that tone with me. You've got to calm down, son.
I'm really old, actually.
So, on Universal Challenger, Jamie Paxman's said, what is another name for cherry pickers and cheesemongers? Did the contestant say A. Brown people, B. Old people, C. Homosexuals, or E. People who live in Cornwall?
Homosexuals?
You've gone too far now, mate.
All right. Thanks for watching. See you next time.